So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. From the gun, Jackson. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
It's a gain of
32 that time.
Ravens.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Off the play fake to Dobbins. Here's Jackson. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. The linebacker, Darius Leonard, applied the heat. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
They'll get this out wide to Metcalf. Well, he is out of bounds inside the 35. If you're these receivers, you got to be ready, because when he's going to throw it quick on that RPO, he's going to throw it quick.
And this is why you spend time with your guy either in the offseason, during the week, the whole bundle. Because sometimes just telepathy. You both see the same thing, and he knows get the ball to him right away.
To the 31, enough for the first down. It's a first down following a gain of 3. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold them to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here, because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Inside the 15 he goes. Complete. 16 yards on that one at a Raven first.
Gain of 60. That is definitely what we call our defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Jackson going to throw quickly here, complete. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short.
At the Colts' 5-yard line.
Back to the ground game now with Geis. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Give him 2 yards. That sets him up 1st and goal.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
On the ground, Geis. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Ravens have taken the lead. Tucker now for the extra point.
For the extra point.
I was just about to say he had missed an extra point all season, but there it is. His first miss, no good.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
At their own 16-yard line.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. From the shotgun, it's Bissell. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. The 305-pound Ndamukong Suh finding the path to the QB there. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Second quarter now from Indianapolis with the homestanding Colts in possession as they've got it with a second down coming up. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Now it's Hines. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up.
No gain on the play. It's now 3rd down and long.
From the gun, here's Bissell. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off around the 37. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. A big play there by the rookie. An interception followed by the return for 6 points.
If you want to be accepted by your teammates and coaching staff, make plays like that.
Now Tucker to add the PAT.
Extra point.
He missed one earlier, remember, but this time he gets it to go.
The score, Ravens 20, Colts 7. Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23.
The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. After the pick 6, they go right back to the air. Looking for Campbell downfield. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, 2nd down.
Incomplete.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. They run with Hines. And not too much going there as he'll get it up to the 23-yard line. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his 2nd of the game. Instead, 4th down.
Incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Nearly a huge return, as it is. Still a very good one. 24 yards. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. And a quick throw here, that's complete. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
One thing you're open for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Four yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Out of the gun, Geis. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's got the 1st down before being taken down at the 46. Jackson to Boykin, 1st down, Baltimore. Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. He gets it in the hands of Geis. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. He'll be a few inches short, so 9 yards on the gain officially, and it'll be 3rd down.
And a lot of times these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
3rd and inches, and they've got some extra beef up front. 3 tight ends. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the 1st. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
That's about what you would expect since they're so efficient on picking up 3rd downs in the top 5 in the NFL. It's all a mindset, and I'm guarantee you, it started in the offseason. 3rd down's important to them. They find a way to pick them up at a very good clip.
Right back to Dobbins on 1st. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. There to stop him was Darius Leonard.
Well, every now and then we have to let a cliche fly, partner. And in this case, what do they say in the NFL? Your best ability is often your availability. And this is an extremely durable kid coming out of Ohio State. Carried the ball every time they even thought about running it. Wore down defenses and able to break big runs late in games. J.K. Dobbins going to Baltimore, an absolute perfect fit.
A battle for it here, and this will be caught. He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the 1st half. It's a 1st down.
1st down, Baltimore.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. 2 minutes remaining in this 1st half of football. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. On first down, this is Geis. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. With no gain on the play, it'll be second down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Shotgun handoff down to Geis. And he'll find his way down right around the 12. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
And for the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on 3rd down. Jackson from the shotgun. And it's caught at the 7-yard line. And they'll rally and stop him short of the first down at about the 6. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. John Harbaugh going to roll the dice. They're going for it on 4th down. From the gun, it's Jackson. Steps, and he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Ravens will extend their lead. Well, that was all Lamar Jackson all the time on that drive, both through the air and in the end with a touchdown run.
Yeah, how about him doing things a little bit on the reverse side there, Brandon, because he softened him up throwing the football and opened up the running lanes. And when he gets a little bit of a sliver, he's gone. And that's exactly what he did there.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to an even 20.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your whip.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Put down by Patrick Queen. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. That pick 6 extending this lead even further. And boy, it's been a while since I've seen a team struggle this badly in the first half.
I think all they want to do is get to the locker room, try and regroup, and come out to start the 3rd quarter. But things don't improve fast then. I think the backups get a lot of play in the second half.
Tucker with the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
9-yard line.
And they'll indeed take a knee.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number one. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. And the defense, they'll spread the field, a dime package here on 3rd and 12. Brissett. Looking deep for Hilton. It's intercepted. Picked off by Tavon Young.
Intercepted by the Ravens. They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
Matt Gay set to kick off.
Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Now a run with Geis. He lost 6 there on the first down play.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Now on 2nd and 16, Jackson. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. DeForest Buckner has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Defense went 3-4. They got some push from the inside.
And this is something in a 3-4 you don't normally get because the nose tackle who got the sack, he's usually responsible or ends up getting double-teamed and sometimes triple-teamed. How about him working his way back and putting the big guy on the ground?
Yeah, he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. So no problems moving the ball in the first half, but they'll likely come up empty here on drive 1 of quarter 3.
And it was so important for the defense to get that stop because what we witnessed in the first half was them getting run over. And they needed the confidence, and they needed to get off the field so they felt good going forward in this game.
At their own 33-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And, Charles, the good news, they got the stop defensively. The bad news, this is a huge hole that they're in right now. How do they start to dig out of it?
That's a great question because we're not even going to talk about how do they win it, right? We want to see how they can kind of claw back and at least make themselves feel better about the game because this one is likely out of reach, but maybe one possession at a time. Try and play a little bit better and have some respect when you come out of the game.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. They run again with Hines. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Third down now. Those last two plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. And that is incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Decision to go for it doesn't pan out, and the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Here's Jackson. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
Brings up second.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. To throw again, Jackson. And he comes back with one complete. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down.
13 yards.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big third-quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
They'll go again with Dobbins. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
3rd and 2. Here's Jackson. They'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews, his 6th touchdown of the season as his guys continue to pour it on.
I know a lot of people look at these games and think, all right, this thing's done. Let's have some sportsmanship. Let's not try and score. You should never do that in the NFL. I've seen big leads blown and teams that look like they had a victory, all of a sudden we're going home with a loss.
And it's no good. Well, he misses the extra point, and our score stays right where it is. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. Looking up into the roof, and he muffs it. It's loose. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4, turned it over in their own territory. But the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the first down or to have the defense have to hold up.
But he trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it, be aggressive, because I've got the wild bunch backing me up over here on my own sideline.
Now we'll see what his offense can do. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hines. And he powers his way up past the 30. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a 1st. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. To throw, Brissett. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, gets him 9 yards and a 1st.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit, because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's he's applying it now.
Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12.
10 at the 48-yard line.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. They'll try to throw now. Brissett. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. Ndamukong Suh able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Looking for Campbell downfield. And he knocks the ball away and it falls incomplete. A former first-round pick, Marlon Humphrey, there to get a hand on it.
They'll probably spend a little extra time dissecting the game film after this when I think the part of their plan was to hit him over the top of the deep ball. They've been unsuccessful all night.
The Colts on 3rd down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 16. Looking for Campbell downfield. Able to connect, incomplete. Well, give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
Get the football back and in great shape. They're coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Now, I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this 4th quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
Another run here with Dobbins, and he won't get much. Maybe a couple down inside the 35 to the 34.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Jackson now on 3rd and 2. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. 3rd down turns to 1st with that 5-yard pickup. They'll run with Geis, and he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Second and 10. To throw is Jackson. A quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll go down at the 28. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Throwing is Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
Different pass rushes are designed for different things. Sometimes you want to keep the quarterback in the pocket. Sometimes you want him to flush. I don't know exactly how this one was designed, but they made sure they moved him to his right. He got out of the pocket. Unfortunately for him, he was hit as he tried to throw the ball, and that resulted in an incompletion.
Here's Justin Tucker now for the Raven field goal try. Spotted at the left hash, this from 45. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Now, this game went off the rails early for them and never really got back on track. And these fans, they were expecting to be on the other side of the scoreboard. But that is not the case as we play on here in this 4th quarter. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Marcus Peters up to make the tackle.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a 1st down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. There'll be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
They'll keep it on the ground. Hines.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that. And that will be incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
The Colts send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Looking up into the roof, and he muffs it. It's loose. And the Colts pick it up. So not only do they get the fumble recovery on the punt, but now look at this field position. He almost took it the distance.
And the ability to not just make the play, but turn it into something big, that's what coaches harp on all the time. How do we create big plays that'll change the game? And that may have been one that just did.
And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man.
And that touchdown, well, it barely puts a dent in this lead. And unfortunately, I'm having too many flashbacks right now. I remember getting beat down like this playing before.
Oh, yeah, college, high school?
College, not a heck of a lot of fun. I still remember playing and trying to tackle an elusive tailback who ended up scoring 4 touchdowns, 26 yards. He scored so many times and had so many great runs, I knew every note to their school's fight song.
I bet that ice bath felt extra cold afterwards.
Oh, no, there was no ice bath. You're just trying to get out of there before the reporters got to you.
Matt Gay set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. And this carries into the end zone. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game, and that's always puzzled me a little bit.
On second down, a run with Dobbins. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
The Ravens on third down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. From the gun, Jackson. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That's an excellent job right there on third down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
On is the punter, Cook, who sends it away. A solid 12-yard return after the 55-yard punt. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. This one certainly has not gone according to script. You would have thought on paper that this offense would have its way here, but they certainly have not, and they trail big. After this, it figures to be a quiet trip home. The former first-round pick Marlon Humphrey there to get a hand on it. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. Now Brissett. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. The Colts on 3rd down. They've converted a 1/3 of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This is 3rd and 10. Got an open man. It's Rattling. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll run on 1st down. It's Hines. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
They'll keep it on the ground. Hines. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
The 47-yard line.
So now facing a 3rd and 16 following back-to-back running plays that went in the wrong direction. Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
On 3rd down, it's Hines. Without the previous penalty, that would have been a 1st down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10. They had quite a hole to dig out of there on 3rd and long. Not able to get the first, but a pretty good-sized run.
A really good run, but how much confidence do you have in your next play call that you can sell to the head coach? Let's go get it on 4th down. Do you really have a play you believe in, or are you just hopeful? And you got to sell it to the big man before it gets called.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call. Well, they had a gain of 10 last time, now a gain of 20 here. Matt Gay now gets ready for the field goal try. This from 44 yards out, left hash. And his kick is good. And they knock that deficit down from 29 to 26. Well, this one provided some good drama down to the very end. That last kickoff return, for a moment, thought he might break it, but in the end, they get the tackle and stop the drama.
You were starting to have more fun, weren't you?
I was starting to stand up.
Yeah, you were into that one. Who knew? We thought maybe they might get that miracle finish that they were looking for. Didn't quite get it done.
So for the Ravens, the playoffs may be out of reach, but the win gets them to 4-8 on the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Meanwhile, for the Colts, it's a tough one to swallow as they drop back to 8-4 on the year. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head up to Orchard Park to take on the Buffalo Bills. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
Designer, drip, little bit, let me feel myself a little bit, you ain't talking big, get out my way a little bit, West LA, that where you find me though, cha-cha macha with it, rocking black clothes, whipping around that Batmobile, ducking 5-0, if you step to me, then be prepared for smoke, little bro, let me feel myself a little bit, slow this down a little bit, drip. Little bit, let me feel myself a little bit, you ain't talking big, get out my way a little bit.
I just take a sip, but it's spit. We on chat for the
Hit boy on the beat, so you gotta go berserk.
Okay. Sometimes you need a friend, not the ones that just show up and don't put nothing in. You know the ones that lend their hand and want to see you win. When you come up on that lick, make sure you cut them in. And then, sometimes you need a foe, one to keep your eyes open, keep you on your toes. You know the ones that want to keep you where you've been before. But I can't go, no I can't go. And whoa, sometimes I need a check, not the sneakers, but the ones that make you watch your step. You change name, how about your respect? Give them more than what I get, expecting nothing back. In fact, you know, I sat down with my accountant, he said I got good news and I got bad news. I said, what's the good news? He said, the good news is you made a lot. I said, what's the bad news? The bad news is you spent more. Okay, look, sometimes you need the faith, sometimes you need to know your worth, sometimes you need to wait. Shoot like the golden boy, but ain't from the bay. You can't negotiate with Drake, you gon' have to pay. But wait, jugging on the main stage, the mainframe, loosen up your face, baby. Sometimes I need a vacate, meditate, hydrate, protect my energy before engagement.
Grew up having nothing, you're labeled impatient. But once the boss made it, you're labeled amazing. Meticulous with words, such a force of nature. I don't wanna seem absurd, but that boy's a gangster. Focusing on me, way from Tel Aviv. Barbados with the hustle pockets, LIDs. Distinctive destinations, all I wanna see. Oceanfront residences, 3 different ones a week. Cause I deserve that, it's time to learn that. Mess around and put that thing up where your permit. 6 figures every year, yeah, I earn that. At the front of this line is where my turn at.
Sometimes you need a friend, not the ones that just show up and don't put nothing in. You know the ones that lend their hand and want to see you win. When you come up on that lick, make sure you cut them in. And then, sometimes you need a foe. Oh. Men gon' lie, women gon' lie. You're looking for the truth and the numbers don't hide. Looking for the root of all evil, then you need to go open up the briefcase, see with your eyes. Everybody claim to be greatest of all times, but they never spend a day in the rain in the front line. No lie. Stop playing on my phone line. Pull up in the space coupe with the roof optional. Wonder why they follow suit. I've been groomed from the womb. Came out of my mama with some running tennis shoes. Faster than the speeding bullet. Nah, it's cool, it's cool. Don't play with it. Say, so what you gon' do?
Fall again and I put that on me. Yeah, I feel the way my heart all on my sleeve. Yeah, that's why I had to put